Greetings from Asia. This week's podcast was recorded with very few issues despite Jaime being in Honduras, where he usually has some Wi-Fi issues, and me being in Manila, Philippines, where the internet can be quite spotty. But we triumphed over those issues to bring you a show that luckily got delayed by one very eventful day. And I say that because in that one day, we got the Google leak. Google just went ahead and became leakers of their own product, the much anticipated Pixel 4. With their version of the Square, or to some people, the stove camera design, the Pixel team seems to be applying their impressive algorithmic processing to more than one camera now. It's exciting. All of this news comes after we discuss a few further developments on the US-China trade war, and also Huawei's cancellation of the upcoming MateBook, which made us all a little bit sad, and then some news from E3, including the advent of game streaming by way of Google Stadia. Support for the Pocketnow Weekly podcast comes from Oregon State University. Earn your Oregon State MBA 100% online in a program that's designed to help you move up or make a career change. You can choose from specialized tracks in organizational leadership, business analytics, marketing, or supply chain and logistics management. Get where you're going faster with the Oregon State MBA. Learn more at mba.oregonstate.edu/pocketnow. Hello everybody and welcome to the weekly brought to you by Pocketnow and XDA developers, recorded on June 14th, 2019, with our hosts coming from various locations around the world. I'm on a vacation of sorts, but I am committed to bringing you the podcast even from abroad. So this week joining us are Jaime Rivera and TK Bay. YouTube audience, you're watching the highlight reel at the moment, but you can get the full discussion by listening to the podcast in your favorite podcasting app. Thank you so much for tuning in. All right, I know that everyone has heard so much about the Huawei stuff over the last number of weeks, and the story just keeps building and building. Huawei lost the licenses with Microsoft and Intel. This is actually hurting an actual device line that we all seem to really enjoy, so I wanted to know what your guys' thoughts would be on this, just real quick.
I'm going to cry. Where would you get an alternative that's close to the MateBook X Pro? If it wasn't for the nose cam, which is one of the main reasons why we got this Logitech Brio just for the podcast and everything, but it was mainly because using that computer for podcasting was impossible. But other than that, just give me another device that competes.
There is none, really. There is none. The market itself benefited from having that form factor and the thinness. I mean, when they first came out with it, I was like, wow, they couldn't top it off. Then they came out with like the other series, right? We have the MateBook X, not just the Pro, the 13. Then there's the 14.
But I didn't like
the
that
14.
One.
Those were a little bit more of experiments. The Pro really was where it was at. And I think even with the updated one, the way Josh has it set up with the external GPU, it's literally like a full-fledged system that you go home, you render, you do everything you want to do.
You guys mentioned competition, especially in terms of Huawei, and I'm actually really excited to hear from TK from the XDA side of things about the idea that Huawei might be creating their own app store, or they already have their own app store, but they're going to go all in on it now.
Oh yeah. There's a big difference between the way development works in Android and the way it works with iOS. iOS, you develop for iOS. It's easier. People want to work with it. And Android has a big fragmentation issue. We already have that just to start with, just having multiple devices. They're working it. Don't get me wrong. When they have to focus on exactly what they want, they're doing it correctly.
I just think it's kind of funny how we came from, there was an era where people would see that label made in China and have a certain feeling about the product. Maybe they thought that the quality of the product would be subpar and whatnot, but the likes of Oppo, Huawei, Xiaomi have actually really fought against that stereotype. Now there's a whole new stereotype that if you have a product and it says made in China, there's a whole new implication involved here. But with that in mind, Foxconn and Google have moved their hardware production away from China.
Whether both countries negotiate or not, it's still going to happen. They're still going to move their part of their production to India. They already moved the 6S production to India. That's already done. Foxconn is a Taiwanese company.
Because at the end, they realized that, the tariffs will impact the consumer, because who pays for everything at the end? It all gets, put down to the customer. So my hope is that they end up, negotiating something soon enough that they can at least work out the details, so that it doesn't end up being just an entire move, more of a, getting more locations for production.
In any case, did you watch any of the news? Anything exciting really pop out at you from E3?
I hate that we didn't get more information on the new PS5.
But that's less of a focus, it seems, because instead of having a very powerful console, you could have maybe a laptop like this, or even a low-powered, low-cost device that just uses your fast internet connection to stream all of the AAA games. Obviously,
What fast internet connection? Which one? And a lot of the commenters were concerned over the fact that you are going to pay the same amount of money for a game on Stadia that you would on a Nintendo Switch, with the difference that what happens if you're on a plane like me? Can you play your game? Can you download your game temporarily like you can on Spotify?
I just can't wait for the Dragon Ball game to come out. I saw that there was an update. I was like, sorry, it's just, it's just me. Kakarot always.
TK is a simple man. He sees Dragon Ball Z, he hits like, he buys.
He hits like, pre-order. Please send me notifications now. Thank you very much.
From the news to episodes of Black Mirror, stories about cybercrime are all over the place. If you're concerned about your personal devices like your webcam or your voice assistant spilling your secrets, Hackable looks to answer those questions and more. Each episode, found on all major podcast platforms, has Hackable host Jeff Siskin inviting a white hat hacker to try and hack a device he's using. And in Season 4, you can see if these show-friendly hackers can crack smartphones, printers, even smart kettles. Learn if the internet-connected essentials that power your life also leave your personal data vulnerable. And then learn how to protect yourself from letting your love of devices put you at risk. Listen and subscribe to Hackable today on all major podcast platforms, including Apple and Stitcher. And I can't believe that I'm saying this, but for the first time, I don't think I remember any time that a company has actually gotten ahead of the leaks and have gone ahead and just released information about a product that we're all clamoring for by themselves. That's exactly what Google did. Exactly.
Holy crap, dude. They owned it so well yesterday. I was like, whoa, what's up with these guys?
Yeah. No, man, finally. I mean, with everything that went, the way it went with the Pixel 3 XL launch event and all of the things and everything that was going around going up to that, having them post that picture yesterday was like, it's like, come on, welcome to the game.
If this is what they need to do to get the buzz, I don't blame them. They need to get the buzz out right, because their product is not necessarily. It's okay, fine. The Pixel 3 wasn't a great phone, but it's got some great things. So I commend them for being aggressive about marketing. Finally.
My hope essentially is that now that they're no longer a Verizon exclusive with the 3A, that maybe that could carry over with the 4 and the 4 XL.
You just got a Pixel 3A. Google all of a sudden gets put onto like the local news or on the airwaves or on the tweets with this leak of the Pixel 4. Do you end up feeling that phone envy because of this? Because it's been so little time since the 3A came out.
Yes, but people that bought the 3A are not in the market for the 4.
Exactly.
That's just the way it is.
No, exactly. If you bought the 3A and the 3A appealed to you for anything, regardless, obviously, and the camera was one thing, but you wouldn't necessarily be like, oh, I got to spend $1,000 for the upgraded version. You're happy with it, and I'm pretty sure you'll be glad to wait if you want to upgrade again for the 4A, the 4A XL, whatever the next iteration of that device is. It's a great device. It's really priced at the right point, and honestly, my only limitation for that was honestly just storage options. I wish we had something a little bit more, but that was it.
All I've really seen that we know is confirmed from Google is that one tweet that they put out with the back with that stove camera. But there's only 2 cameras in there, right? I feel like there's only 2.
I didn't see a quad or a triple. I saw a double. So interested to see what the secondary lens is. If it's because they don't need the secondary lens for depth, right? This isn't something that they needed. If anything, it may be just an introduction of a new wide-angle lens, which a lot of us would love to have on the device.
Maybe I'm just arguing semantics here, but it's one thing for someone who's not privy to the information to leak that information. But when a company, quote unquote, leaks the information, isn't that called a teaser? Isn't that called a trailer?
I think it is. I think it is.
It would. Yeah, this is definitely a 3-second teaser for what's to come. We need the trailer.
Yeah. So as far as leaks are concerned, like does it color your experience with all of these things? Because now that Google is actually being the company that is going to leak things ahead of everybody else, aren't they sort of adding to this little phenomenon that some of us tech reviewers have, where we see leaks and speculation so much that eventually we get to the launch and we're not surprised by anything anymore? Google's feeding into that culture now.
No, generally leaks, if anything, like you said, it keeps them in the news, it keeps them fresh, and it keeps people thinking about them. And it keeps us, excited about what's to come. Otherwise, it'll be like we show up every once in a while, like you said.
Think about it. If you're Apple and your launch timeline is the fall, and the newest Galaxy is going to be launched early that year, Leaks are going to be very convenient for Apple.
And on that note, thank you very much for watching the highlight reel of the Pocketnow Weekly and for listening to the full episode on your favorite podcasting app. Jaime is found at Jaime_Deveta and TK Bay is found at TKDSL8655. I am at JVTechT. You know me, I'm JV, I love tech, and I love to drink me some tea. Pocketnow is found at Pocketnow on Twitter and Instagram, and you can make your voices heard by emailing us at podcast@pocketnow.com. Leave some reviews and thoughts on the show across all the different podcasting platforms, including Apple, Stitcher, Spotify, Google Play Music, and anywhere you might be enjoying our show every single week. Hopefully the internet will cooperate as I bring you next week's show from Bohol in the Philippines once again. For now though, we'll call it on this episode, and you can join us in our next episode.